So let's do the video in English now. Just do Portuguese. Le Group, 12 years, best price, reducing foods, the 5-star American way. And so these are the news now. It's in October 31st, so closing October. So 10 months, a lot of things going on. First of all, this is the new marketing material that I have shared. It's a PDF. I have also sent in PowerPoint, in open PowerPoint, because that way sales representatives, they can put their names and contact details and forward. So this is generally speaking about what matters to almost everybody, which is the main websites, the trade shows, the main products. That's the rice products. This is some news. This was news in Miami in 2011. This is also in Dubai last year. I was in the news there in Dubai. This is well, it was not on the news. This is news. This one is an advertising that I made there in the magazine and to sell these products. So let's go about the news about what's going on at LA Group. LA Group USA, LA Group Ireland, and LA Group United Kingdom. So there's 3 companies now. First of all, assets. Okay, I made this screenshot about what we have at this stage. Okay, in October. So in October, I just want to do this X-ray about where are we, because there's 2 months still to end the year, to come to the end of the year. So the first thing is that physical assets. There is $20,000 worth of rice. It's in the Caribbean, which is equivalent to 50,000 pounds of rice, which is still there in inventory. This is rice that was confiscated. Okay, it was clients that they tried to steal this rice from me, and then we managed to get the product back. They didn't pay for the product. We managed to rescue it, salvage this product, salvaged, and we are trying to give it for free to poor's, and that's we have a donation campaign that's going on. And then there's a car too, that's $5,000, so that's $25,000 in physical assets. Okay, it's like things you can touch. And bank guarantees, there's $49,000. It's a bank guarantee, it's in my name, but it's in London, and I don't have access to that. It's in my name. It's a documentary letter of credit. It's on my name, $49,000. Cash deposits is like $2,300. This is cash. Debtors on court, we have 6 lawsuits. Okay, these lawsuits, one is since 2016. It's worth $60,000. It's in Brazil. Another, and then we have from 2018 we have $123,000. It's a company in Thailand. They produce tuna. There is $45,000. A company in Thailand too. They produce rice. There's a company in Texas and Wisconsin. It's $99,000. There's a company in Brazil, Slate manufacturer. It's like $44,000. And there, unfortunately, there's a new one, which is a rice producer, $20,000. But this one I put that I had to pay, and they had to pay me too. So it's more of an agreement still. It's not a dispute. The other cases that are older, they're more black and white. You know the problems. So at this time, the company has $449,000, and that's just this spreadsheet of what's in our hand at this moment. And obviously the company is running and moving. We have no debts. We don't owe money to anybody, but we have orders and clients waiting for some problems to get solved, and we move to the next step with a lot of orders that we have. Our products are popular. We have reorders, and it's there's some turbulences, and they are more on. That's why everything's in court, and they're being on court, and it's going on there. So now, legal updates. Trademarks. There's more paperwork to do. There's a company a lawyer in California who's making some questions. So then we go. It's one of our brains. Texas, we are now, what we're doing this week is that we are making, one of the attorneys working on the case is going to be calling the parties on the Texas case in Wisconsin, and writing notes about what exactly they say, their response, but making it more professional. It's one more tentative to solve this case in a friendly manner, before courts and stuff, because it's going to be very bad for the defendants. Another one, then Brazil. For those who who maybe are not aware, my company was looted last year. So especially was June 2018 was looted. What does looting mean? Looting is when a business, I think a family can be victim of looting too. It means, like here, this is work, and these are all objects here, and there is an earthquake, and this starts to shake, and I have to, and there's a problem, and then I have to leave these objects unattended, and I go, and then I have a colleague, I have a client there, and then when I'm back, everything's gone. So I was looted. That means I had a problem, and third parties came in, they just grabbed everything and took everything. And that happened to me, unfortunately, on my company, like last year. But I have control of everything, so everything is on court, because it is looting, it's criminal, it's stealing, it's opportunity crime. Every jurisdiction, they have different names. Opportunity crime, I think it's a very good term, because opportunity crime, it means it is a crime caused by opportunity. So it has maybe something that good for the defendants, so but they're still stealing. Like, it does not change the word crime. It's just a version of crime. It's, oh, it wasn't attended. I stole. I took it home. You know, like, but you stole it, and in my case, it's not that simple. It was white collar kind of stuff. So in the case of Brazil, now we have a new tentative of solving the problems in a friendly manner. We're sending the demand letter and the bill in Portuguese locally, with my signature notarized locally and everything. That's happening also this week. This goes to an American and Brazilian case. It relates to the slate and all the documentation. This is also filed this week too, which is during the looting process. There was an attorney in Brazil who wrote a very, very spicy email in English, and this email to a client, his copy here, and then it says a lot of slandering, defamation, and threats, and basically like an attorney, like, this is very bad, because he can lose his license to work as an attorney, because an attorney, they how do you say that? They do the promise, you know, like they have to work for the truth, for the right, not to just use the profession of an attorney to write a legal looking fraud, you know. And this is something separate, because it's an attorney who made this, okay? And so that's in the lawsuit. Thailand, and now it's police reports in Thailand. Like, I have to go to Thailand, file the police reports there. Other countries, we're doing new contracts in Vietnam. We're doing new contracts in India, but mostly Vietnam. It seems we could have access to credit there, so we're working on that. Italy, we back to Italy and doing some new agreements there in order to sell olive oil from Italy, produced in Italy. Rice too, checking what's possible to do basically based on the economy, how it is, things are being conducted now. So this is why I have Italy here. This is rice, this is oil. It's meetings, meaning paper. This does not mean this is oil. This does not. I'm not saying this is rice. This is a paper that relates to rice. This is a paper that relates to oil. Here there's some oil report there, and the oil comes from the oil in Italy comes from the south, from here, and the rice comes from the north, from here, rice, and here oil. Okay, so olive oil, and so that's what I'm working. Rice. this is the GoFundMe campaign. When it comes to the rights we have in the Caribbean, it's been really hard. I was never expected to be so hard to sell charity donations. It has been a big challenge. Today I had more meetings about this, and it's the classic thing that's happening nowadays. Like you get this thing like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't find anybody interested in helping you. And but this is a link that I sent to you, and the minimum deposit's $5, and you didn't pay the $5 yourself. So you're talking this generic concept about the universe does not, but you can yourself go there and you make the $5. You know, like I don't really know. It's a bit crazy, you know, to try to understand the logic and what should I do, and this is another fund. This one I just started the project like yesterday. This is to create based on things that are happening in the economy now. The legal system is so heavily demanding that everybody's talking about healthcare and the wealth care, and that, but it seems that the legal care is more important than anything else, because the legal system is like the laws that put all of us together, and it's being very challenged, and it's challenged to a level that we think there's no laws anymore, and that we consider we're back to a dark age. And a dark age is something that I'll do another video to talk about this in detail. A dark age is usually it's mainstream is dark, is bad. Anybody who's older than 40 years old has memories from the 90s, and every time we would watch TV or something, it would be something relaxing. It would be there was something new. It does not mean there was no bad, but there was good and bad. But usually public, mainstream, would be good. And you see that on music. Which music is super popular? 80s, 90s, 60s, like not recent. The recent you'll be listening, but then at some point there's 80s are still there. You know, like those same songs. They're overplayed for 45 years. They're still there playing again. And even some musicians that are famous now, but they're known for their songs from the 90s, from the 80s, and they are replayed. Why? Because it was still more positive. Everything public was more positive, so you wouldn't feel this negative, okay, when you go to public things. And so now, and nowadays, everything you do public is bad, and you're like, why am I watching the news? Because it's all bad. It's not, you cannot even go specific on what's this and what's that. It's like the whole thing is bad, so I blame it on the legal system. I think the legal system it's a broker's game. You know, it's not about right and wrong. It's about twisting everything around that the person who's paying for the legal tools to be serviced. And sometimes you see that even in politics, that you see, but that guy's wrong, and then he's talking to a senator, but the senator is saying, look, I apologize talking to you, would you mind if a police can tell you that you were wrong? I thank you for the opportunity to tell you that I'm wrong. Like, it's like, but that's just wrong, you know, like it's not right. I mean, but anyways, how the dark ages started, this new dark ages started or not, it's a long conversation, but we are in a new dark age. It happened before. It's not the end of the world. A lot of people are saying it's the end of the world. It's not. It's just a dark age, and it may end with the end of the world, but I don't think so, because there was dark ages before, and good is always there. So don't be that pessimistic, okay? But that's why we have a fund here. We're trying to collect donations, and these donations, they are going to protect legal matters for those who cannot afford attorneys. So the justice can have an option, because on this dark age, only powerful people do anything there, but because they have no opposition, because the opposition has no means to pay for the attorneys. So then they're playing ping pong by themselves. It's boring. So we're trying to do this so that way we can give the opposition a chance to stand up and have a more equal dispute. Okay, so which we face this problem too here at Ellie Group. We face this problem too here at Ellie Group because it seems a bit crazy when I say this, but it's not. Okay, it's because the economy is like this nowadays. It's like, who's my competitor? Nestle, Cargill, Bunge, because I do the same thing that those companies do, but they have a working capital of $100 million. They have 400,000 employees, and I have a working capital of $20,000. You know, and I have associates and one full employee, which is me. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's the economy nowadays. And in 2019, okay. So something else. Olive oil is coming. I want to say what I do. Okay, I work all my life on sales, international sales. That's what I do the most. I am smart in a lot of things. I have a college degree in international business. I do a master's in international industrial management, and I read a lot. So I speak 4 different languages. And I always have done big accounts. So usually my first on the international sales I made was $1.5 million sales. Like, it's a lot because I do wholesale and international. So usually my orders are 50,000, 100, 200, 300,000. That's the volume sales. Like real estate, the agents, they work with same figures. Because somebody who sells real estate, they're selling a house that's worth 200,000, 500,000. So that's the same level that I work. But for the industry, for the manufacturing world, so I would sell 10 truckloads of rice, 5 truckloads of furniture, and usually that builds up 100,000, 200,000, 400,000. Then when you build it up, it's like 1.5 million, 2 million, $10 million of sales at the end of the year that I produce. Based on this, I always face a lot of challenges that are not direct related to my profession. They're like they're consequences, and I end up in commercial. It's your image, it's your presence. So if personal gets mixed, because it's my work is not only producing this, and it seems like I have to talk to you. So then my persona will mix with the product, and because I'm the face, I'm the person. Somebody will even ask me if I eat rice, because I'm selling rice. I have to eat it too. But maybe the person that works in the factory said, you know, I work with rice all my life, but I don't eat it, you know. So, but I have, so the commercial makes both, and so, but being commercial that produces results of 1 million, 10 million, 5 million, 20 million, then I'm involved with all the problems, which is jealousy and handling money. Okay. The case that I'm very famous in the US, about very famous on my industry, okay, in the business to business, it's the furniture. Okay, in 2009, I had the biggest deal of the furniture market in the USA. We were establishing 200 stores in the USA. First store in Los Angeles, another store in San Francisco, another store in Miami, Coral Gables, and the deal went crazy. Why? Because when we were in the execution, it was not only the guys involved, it was already a lot of other people involved, and key factors. And then at the end, I did not even know, and then I was overpowered by people who got desperate about what was going on. But at the time of execution, not for 1 year. For 1 year, I'll be the crazy guy that's always on the plane. And then once we were establishing, and then I had ex-wives, the finance, a guy that works with finance, that he's not, he already had his job, because I told him he was going to be traveling between Brazil and USA and do the accountants, the finance, and too, because that's what he does. But then he tried to be me, and then I have also cases of clients or suppliers that I've been selling their product, that they get jealous because it's like I'm selling like that guy. He manufactures furniture all his life. This is another guy, not this in the USA. And I start working there, and at the end I'm selling $3 million, and they're like, wow, I have this business for 10 years and never sell. Or, I mean, I sell, it's honest. And then you got this guy comes, and then he's like selling all of this, and everybody wants to buy from him, and they don't want to buy from me, And then I need to explain that I'm just working, I'm just helping that guy sell, but I'm not that guy, Like, so that creates problems, and then that's the life of the sales guy, and then there's the economy behind. It's like, oh, you know what? I just fired this guy, and I don't have to pay him anymore, and I will enjoy the benefits of the results of his work. It's my company, and I still be the number one. I still be the guy that everybody knows because I am the owner. And this, so I just fired this guy. So I face this, but I do fight because that's not right, because I follow my agreements, and I am popular because I do respect my agreements. When I tell everybody I'm doing this on Monday I'm doing that. So I think a lot sometimes they be, oh, this guy's so retarded, he didn't answer straight away, because I am thinking, I'm committing to that reply. I'm committing to what I'm saying. So and that usually that's what causes jealousy, because maybe they don't, because if they twisting the agreement, it's like that how they have always been, and that's why they don't sell. And then I sell because I commit to the results, and then I'm popular, but then I have to make the results be effective, but then I'm overpowered, so that has happened to me so many times that's why I believe we are in a dark age right now. I don't even believe, because I know, because I've been reading about it, and there is a lot of people saying that, and friends, and I just think it's just a dark age. It's a temporary. I don't think it's the end of the world, as a lot of people are saying. And on this scenario, and with the news here, so the news here at the group, the lawsuits are moving. Finances, there's a lot of assets, so there is a lot of results. But my company growth, it's very like ups and downs, but it goes up. Like the first gross revenue that was over 1 million was 2014, then in 2016 was like 4 million, then now in 2018 was 20 million. So it goes up, but still it's a lot of restructuration to be done, and I'm working on all that. I have a lot of restructuration going on, especially the legal department is very structured because it has to be international, and the lawsuits, they've been a lot. They're very heavy, my lawsuits. I'm going to miss them if I don't have my, I think I'll be carrying these boxes forever, like, because they're heavy, they're full, they're full, they're not, look, they're not empty. This is San Martin, this, well, media, it's another case, right here, media. Like, Thailand is not that full, but it's full, look, it's full. Is this Thailand, you see? It's full. And, this is contracts, USA. Let's see, USA. You know that I've been selling, what do you sell? I sell lawsuits. That's what I've been selling for the last 1 year. This is one of, one of the books, all different lawsuits, and this is so full, so full. So this is just what's printed, okay? But there is a lot of emails and things that I do not want to print, but we hope we come to an agreement on a smart way, not even saying friendly, smart, okay? And so media, this is, well, let's just finish at the group. The rice, we have new suppliers. This is made in Brazil, this is made in Portugal. This is the new wine, it's from Switzerland. I'm not talking about it still. There is the tuna made in Thailand. This is made in New York City, New York State, sorry, the milk. And now there is the media companies. The media companies, there's going to be other videos. That's something that I started to take it seriously in March, and I'm on the same page as a lot of Americans, especially. Friends overseas, they do not understand much what I'm talking about, because I think it's more related to the USA. I think in the USA we do feel very embezzled by everything that happened on with the media industry in the USA, especially since 2008, I would say, with the launching of Facebook, or 2007. And so I think it was very shocking to me in 2018 when I watched the Congress, and I felt very proud of the Congress because they were discussing things, and I watched everything in like for 10 hours or 8 hours, and I was very impressed about what happened. But then what happened after that is like, it's the interesting part. Is life, like what's real, what's not real, what's going on, what's not going on, and how I was attacked personally on my accounts on Facebook, especially, which is the media company that I had been more associated with in this social media case. And then, well, I came to a conclusion based on how that I was working for them, and then and creating content for them, but I've never been paid for. Actually, the opposite. They were even selling my own data in the market without even my knowledge. It was being traded without my knowledge. So what I did, I sent them an invoice, because, and actually by the behavior, it's like in law we have something which is a pragmatic contract, which means some relations. Everything in law is based on relations. So it's law is to create rules for us to behave and live in society. So society means 2, 3, 4, 5 different citizens doing things in agreement. And so a lot of times, as things go, you need to stop what's happening. Say, no, that is a marriage. Oh, but there's no contract signed, and this. Yes, the contract is one of the elements of the situation. It's very important to have a contract. But okay, there is a contract. Sometimes there's a verbal contract. Sometimes there is a photograph, and then you say, oh no, this couple was living in the same house for 3 years, 100 years, and then there is a dispute. There's a legal thing that backs that situation. No, they were just friends. They were not friends. They were, so that can be classified as a marriage, but on the practical point of view. And then, so the way Facebook and the whole thing and all these other media companies, I consider LinkedIn as a media company too. I consider the dating apps as a media company too. You don't go to a dating app to watch the logo. You go there to watch the content, and the content is all these good looking girls and guys that they'll be posting their contents there, their contents, and you'll be watching that, and then there's an advertising, and then you need to pay membership. No, this media companies making money out of that. So this has to be regulated, and it has to be regulated, and then you need to bring things back to basics, and then that's just a reality show. People are creating content, and then you need to put things back on normal, okay? And I think the worst effect of the mass is the fake news, because the way the industry has been conducted for so long, it happens that now we live in a world of fake news. Nobody believes anything, and that's causing a lot of problems, and that's also one of the reasons of this dark age we live in, because information is just messed up. And so this is the case, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, just about the social media cases. They're moving. I already got some responses. We're building up the case. The senators are in America. I'm based in Florida, so the senators of Florida, I follow what they're doing in this case. So they have already the paperwork, and so here is the billboard, and the voice is past due. That's me there, one of the LE Group advertisements, and this is my statement. There are legal procedures that everybody needs to do. Everybody needs to do in order to be protected, because one of the things is overpowering. Okay, you're small and you have your job and you're being overpowered by a massive corporation that just sell you accept and share, and you agree to this contract. Like, this is like a common thing, and you like, and it's like a retail, it's like a daily life, and I'm not going to stop. If I'm not an attorney, if I'm a doctor, if I'm a taxi driver, I'm not going to go and print an agreement and talk, and even if I discuss it, is there any option that I can do my own personal agreement that I think I don't like this and don't like this? So you don't. So, but what you can do is you put your own rules on the platform, because if you want to use it, there's also we're not always the victim, okay? Because you're also using it, okay? So you're using it, you're creating the content. So then, but you have the right to put your statement about how to your side of the story. In my case, I see as a worker, okay? It's my personality. I work with sales, I work with marketing. I understand I have been creating content, very high quality content, because I do international sales. I travel all over the world. I have trips very far. I dress up. I make friends. I go to dinners, and if I really put the costs of all the contents I do, their productions that I made, that they are expensive, and there are some that I have even friends and colleagues and others involved, and that the whole thing is to be covered up, and that's be a lot of work, all the auditing process, who made the but it's going okay. It's one, but that's more on a personal level. That's not business, and anybody who wants to join, more than welcome. It's a collective lawsuit. It involves a lot of different users and viewers, content creators. In my case, I think the position I have is visual story creator, and this is other lawsuits. This is my product, and food items is what I sell, and that's it. LA Group, year 12. LA Group Industries USA, LA Group Operations Ireland, LA Group Operations United Kingdom. 3 companies, $450,000 in assets right now, and the volume of business is 20 million. 20 million is the volume a year we do, which for business levels it's okay. Somebody may think it's really a lot, but it's not. 20 million is like $1 million a month, $1.5 million a month on gross. Okay, gross means trade. It does not mean I make. Okay, I do not make that. That's what I generate on business, but that's not what I make. Sometimes I can make even negative. Yes, so you can make $100 million, but once you go at the end of the year, you moved all those $100 million, but you personally have $30,000 less than 1 year ago, so you made 30,000 negative. Okay, so all right, so thank you who's watching, and these are the news, and L Group year 12. So let's switch this off, and I'll keep doing these informatives and trying to make things a bit more understood for those who want to follow. Okay, this is in different languages too. All right, cheers.